My name is Ben Schwartz, and today I'm going to be showing you a short instructional video on the basic fundamentals of playing the drum set. The purpose of this video, three main things. The first and foremost is keeping time, which is the most important concept of playing drums, whether it's on the drum set, an other drum, any form of music. Keeping time is number one golden rule. The second thing is forming rhythms, which is important in playing in a band or any orchestra, drum ensemble, anything like that. And the last is the fundamentals of rock and jazz music, which are two things that I've been doing since about 4th grade. So to start out, I'll talk about the fundamentals of rock beats. When you're playing a rock beat on the drum set, you're always going to want to be playing the bass drum on beats 1 and 3, and the snare drum on beats 2 and 4. That'll sound like this. Generally, in a basic rock beat, you're going to want to accompany that by 8th notes on the hi-hat. Putting it together, it'll sound like this. I'm sure that beat sounds familiar, and that's probably because it is in some way, shape, or form in almost every single rock song out there. It might sound different due to something called ghost notes, which is a little more advanced, but a very important concept that you're going to want to be doing in drumming. Ghost note is basically a note that's not a snare drum note, or it could be anything else that's not on its designated beat. So for an example, a ghost note on the snare drum would be softer notes, not very accented, that's not on beats 2 and 4, but still audible and kind of fills in the empty space on the snare drum. Our example of this, it might sound like this. So notice I wasn't just playing snare drum on beats 2 and 4, I was playing kind of softer notes in between. Those are called ghost notes, very important concept to any type of drum set music. I recommend playing 4 measures of rock music to practice it. 3 measures of those would be a beat, 1 measure of it would be a fill. And remember, this is rock music, so go crazy with your fill. It might sound like this. You can do anything with your rhythm, anything with your fill. That's the beauty of the drill. It's all up to you to decide what you want to play. Next thing I want to talk about is jazz music. So jazz music is much softer than rock, or generally, and it's not as many loud crashing notes, which is why the most important thing in jazz is your bass drum is not supposed to be loud. Generally, in jazz band, if the conductor can hear your bass drum over other things, he'll stop it and say, you're way too loud. What should be prominent is the hi-hat. So in jazz music, instead of playing snare drum 2 and 4, you're going to be clicking the hi-hat together with your feet on beats 2 and 4, and bass drum on 1 and 3. Hi-hat should be louder than the bass. Other important concept is you're going to be playing on the ride cymbal, and you're going to be playing swing 8th notes. Not straight 8th notes. Straight 8th notes sound like this. Swing 8th notes are not playing on every single 1 and 2, and it'll sound like this. That's what you're generally going to be playing on the ride cymbal. If you put all those concepts together, you're going to get a basic jazz beat that sounds like this. Some drummers might, on the snare drum, do what's called a rim click on beats 2 and 4 with the hi-hat. A rim click is when you hold the stick horizontal, you plant the left end onto the drum head, and you want to click down with the top end onto the frame of the drum. It'll sound like this. So if you incorporate it into your jazz beat, you'll get a more wholesome sound that sounds like this. Once again, I recommend playing 4 bars of jazz, 3 of rhythm, 1 of fill. Again, get crazy, but just remember for your fills, you're not doing all the crazy. You're going to be playing softer notes it could sound like this. Last thing I want to talk about, like I said, is keeping time. I would like anyone watching this video who is trying to play drum set to go home, take out a metronome, set it on about 60 clicks per minute, and play on the snare drum with your right hand to the click. Play for that for about 3 measures, then speed it up 10 notches, speed it up 10, and keep doing that until you can't keep up with it anymore. You want to play each hit with the click. Practice that every day. You can do it with the bass drum, with the hi-hat, with any note, any cymbal or drum on the drum set. And once you master keeping time, you will be set to go and playing any sort of music out there, rock music, jazz music. It's just the most fundamental but important concept of playing drums. That's all I have for you today, and thank you very much.